One and all, welcome to the data science program. In this particular module, we were looking at the Tableau, and we were in the hands-on session wherein we loaded a particular data and we started analyzing that and what all the various insights the Tableau is able to give, right? So far, we could see some of the basic features of that as well. Okay, so quickly try to recall what are the various graphs we could observe. One of the graph is a line graph. Then we had seen, right, the graph corresponding to bar, sorting, right, changing the colors, right, various colors based on some of the parameters. In this case, you can see it is based on the region, based on profit, right, changing the size, right, width of the bar, right, etc. We had seen that. Then we also have seen the line charts, right, then changing into the various shapes, right. This was also we have observed. Later on we move to what is called as a scatter plot, changing the colors of a scatter plot, right, bringing in various categories, various shapes, various colors all together, right. This is also we have seen. Okay, and right, we could bring in multiple parameters, right, and converting a continuous variable into discrete and discrete to continuous, changing in columns, changing them in rows, right. This is also we have seen, right. And after that we were looking at a particular subcategory and looking at the profit of a subcategory, right, and also, right, bringing in, right, multiple categories over here. You can see category and the subcategory was, right, substituted as columns, and we could see much more detail about which category and what is the percentage of profit in sorry, what is the profit in each of them, not percentage, sorry. Okay, so this is also we have seen, right, and few more options we had seen earlier. Then we saw that, right, simply bring a product name, you can see each of the product, right. Then trying to sort it out provided us which of them gave least profit, which of them highest profit sale, right, etc. We had seen that. Okay, so, right, that was our uh, previous concept, right. So now let's quickly go back to the Tableau. So this is uh, the blank sheet which you are going to get, right, whenever you open a particular file and load a particular sheet, right. So this is the initial phase now. Okay, so everybody, whoever is working with me, right, please open up a blank sheet. All right, so maybe you get some 30 seconds of time to open everything and load it, and okay, do this and then we'll proceed. Yes, Gaurav, the data set will be same as the previous one. Okay, right, I'll just go back to the data source. You can see here it's the same sample data store. Okay, sure. All right, so I hope everybody is with me. Let's go to a step wherein I'll first bring uh, do we have a category with us? Okay. Okay, I can see that we have category. All right, so let me bring the category over here, right? And then I will bring the subcategory. All right, I'll bring that as well. Okay, and oh, okay. So let me move it to the rows so that I can get some more details of that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I will put the sales over there, right? I'll double click on the sale so that sale comes into picture, right? So move it as rows so that I can see everything in the form of a column, right? So category, then subcategory. So we already have seen that we can bring two of them, right? So now what I'll do, I'll also bring the product name over here. So let me check a product name. Yes, I'll bring the product name. So you know that it's going to ask, it's going to give a warning to you saying that do you really want to do that, right? So right, you simply say add all members. So as soon as I do that, I will be able to see that, okay, there is a particular category called furniture, right? So that's a huge category. Inside the furniture, I have bookcases, I have chairs, right? And I have furnishings, etc. Those are the subcategories. Okay. And after the subcategory, I have each of the product name. But since I have asked for, right, the sum of sales, since I brought the sales inside this text, or simply double clicking that is also going to work. All right. Since I did that, right, I can see that the sales as the right sales of each of the product, right, that's also we are able to see that. So this is a very huge plot. Actually, from this I'm not able to get anything, right, but that's my first step. Let's see. Okay, so now let's try to do something here. Let me remove the product name. I just wanted to show you something, so I got that. Then let's say, now what I try to do, I'll go to I'll see, we have discussed something called as a hierarchy. In the basics of TABLEAU class, whenever we were discussing the various characteristics, right? What makes the TABLEAU unique, right? Whenever we were discussing such a topic, we have discussed what is called as a hierarchy, right? Hierarchy, if you remember a diagram, I can see from the top, right? I can go one level below and I can look at if there are some of the subcategories, I can see that. Then each subcategory you can go and you should be able to check that if required, like that. So that kind of formation, that kind of visualization is what we are going to call as a hierarchy, right? So our intention is to perform that. So look at the step here. So what I do, I go to a subcategory, okay, and I'll bring the subcategory all over the category, because category is the main thing. Inside the category I have some of the subcategories. Okay, so I have not left that yet, I'm leaving this now. So what I brought a subcategory from the bottom, I dragged it and I'm leaving it over the category now. So as soon as you leave the subcategory over the category, one small window pops up. Okay, it says create a hierarchy. I repeat what I'm doing now. So I'll do that. So please check this. So subcategory is the one I choose. I'm bringing the subcategory right all the way over the category and I'm leaving that. Okay, so I leave the subcategory over the category. As soon as you do that, you will see that there is a window that is popping up and it says create hierarchy. All right, so give a name to that, right? So any name you prefer, you can give that name over there, right? That's fine for us. Okay, I'll just say I'll give a name like the product hierarchy, right? I'll do that. As soon as I do that, you should be able to observe that on the left side, right? I have a product hierarchy getting created, because this is what I have. I give a name like product hierarchy, right? And observe that from your list, right? Previously, there were two separate two different, right? Two different namings were there. So the first name was category, and below that somewhere you had subcategory. But now observe that it is not there. All right. So they have been moved into a what you call as the product hierarchy. Okay. So please do this. Let me know if you have any doubt. Now, So the next
Hello,
question is that, yes, please go ahead, Upka.
sir. I've opened the Tableau and how sir, how can you take the data set? Suppose
So the data set, you need to bring it from on the left hand side, you have a option called connect, right? So click on the connect, and inside the connect, you have Excel sheet. If your data set is Excel sheet, click on that Excel sheet. It asks, where is your Excel sheet, right? Just trace it out wherever you have saved the data set. Please click on that. It will come to the, in the sense, you will be able to see something like this. Okay, so this will come. So after you open that, after your connection comes into picture, just drag and drop it over here so that order comes here. You are able to see something like this on the screen. Okay, that means your data has been loaded. Okay, so right now I'm in the sheet, right? So we have done this. Now let me remove this. Let me remove this. Okay, I'll,
hello, sir.
yes,
Sir,
Upka.
when I drag and yeah, when I drag and drop here, then there is order or order one करके सर आ रहा है ऐसे फिर
Sorry, only
उसमें
order,
एरर
right?
कुछ सर कुछ एरर आ रही है कुछ ऐसा लग रहा है many to many default.
No, 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 nothing. You should get a screen like this, right? Whatever I'm showing now, you should get a screen like this. Okay.
I don't know
Just
what
check
is.
where is the location, etc. Right? If possible, right? I have in the previous class, right? We have done this in pretty much detail. So if you can access that particular video right now, please go ahead with that. Okay, because that's very basic for the correct time. If I keep discussing that itself, we are losing the time, right? So I don't want to do that. Kindly go through the video which was uploaded, right, for the last class, right? There you have a complete details about how to load, etc. Right? So please refer that and then come back. All right. So let's move to the sheet part. So we have a sheet which is done. So now you see what exactly you can see now. I removed the subcategory from this location. So since we have removed the subcategories, now you should be able to see that, right? There is a category, but now this plus actually is there, right? So near the category, you should be able to see a plus. So click on that, it actually expands. Now you see the category is actually the top view, which I said whenever you are creating a hierarchy. So this is what is the top view. I see that there is a top. Fine. Now, inside that, one level you go, right? You should be able to see whatever is inside, whatever you added to that particular product hierarchy. Product hierarchy is my name. You can give any name you want, right? Like ABC is also fine. So, in that particular hierarchy, right? Click on this. You see, you are able to see what is the subcategory, right? So, I am able to see the subcategory. Plus, since I already have asked that, okay, I need the sales as a visualization, as a numbers which I want to see over there, right? So for each of the subcategory, right, what are the sales value I can see? Okay, is this where you stop? No, you should not stop here. So right, our next option is we will visualize. We'll go one step further. That I will add the product name to this product hierarchy, right? So let's say I have the product name. I'll bring the product name and I'll put here. Okay, I'm bringing that here. So you see that the product name is actually, okay, I should bring below this. So there is a category, right? Under the category, I have subcategory. Inside the subcategory, I should be able to see the product name. So that let me close this everything, right? So I start from beginning. Now the hierarchy has three different levels. So the first level is, as soon as you see that category, you can see that there are three categories of products, right? That our data set contains. The furniture, office supplies, technology. Three things are there. So click on that. What are the subcategories of each of those categories you mentioned, right? So furniture has four categories, office supplies has many categories, technology also has four categories, and corresponding to each of the categories, what are the sales you are able to see? This is what is the level one, right? So top level, first level. Then I can go to the second level by clicking the subcategory, because inside the subcategory, what I added the product name, right? In the sense, inside each of the subcategories, what are the various products present also you should be able to see now, because that is the next level. So every product and what is the sales count. So that is what you are able to see now. Okay, so everybody please do till here and let me know if you have one.
Sir,
Yes, Somesh.
sir, I am not understand. You have made the product hereby. So you add the category, subcategory, product item. So please once again explain it. How to come this product hereby folder?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'll remove the hierarchy now. You see that
Yes.
there is no
Yes.
no hierarchy. Okay. So what I do, right? Let me remove everything. I don't want this. I don't want this. Right. So there is only
Yes.
category here. So if you
Yes.
want to do the hierarchy, right? See that
Yes.
which is your first category. First, in the sense,
Yes.
the uppermost layer is the category. Right. Whatever you
Category.
want, you need to add to that. So what is my first layer? It's a subcategory. Subcategory, I'll drop it over the category. Okay?
Yes, sir.
When you drop it, it asks what's the name you want to give, right? I'll say that product hierarchy. Okay, so product hierarchy, it is created now. To this, I want to add a third layer, that is the name of the product. So product name I'll bring and I'll drop it. So you see product name also came. So that is how you create that. Now, if you open this, I can see that there is a plus sign here. Click on that, it opens up. It's a subcategory. Click that, it opens up the product.
Okay, sir.
All right, good.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Okay, now let us say I want to look at, okay, let's actually explore further. Let's see, I have this, I'll go one step below, subcategory wise I'll check. I want to know that which is the particular, yeah, I can see that the phones are highest sold, correct? So highest sales are there for phones, isn't it? Okay, now let's let's try to check out which is the phone, right? Which is the phone that is highest sold, right? Can anybody try to answer that? Take your time, maybe 1 or 2 minutes I can give, right? Try to explore that, right? Is it possible, right, to check that, because it says that there are phones, right? Phones are the ones which are sold highest, right? I can see that, right? I want to know, right, which is the phone. Only I want to visualize. Let me say I want to visualize uh, the technology. Only the technology is what I want to see.
So could you repeat the question, please?
The question is, there are phones. I can see from this. I can see that the phones are highest sold, right? Right. In that, I want to check that which is the highest sold phone. What is the model name? Is it possible? Is my question. If possible, we may have to, right, check that as well. Okay, we have one answer, that is Astra VoIP phone. Okay, let's see. Okay, I add a filter, okay, to that, and I also add a subcategory to the filter. Let's check, because in the subcategory, if I select only the phones, right, I should be able to see the phone. Now you open that up, right? This shows like this, right? I think by just looking at this, somebody answered that. Okay, who is that? Okay, Gaurav answered that Astra Vivo IP phone is the highest, but is it right? I think you did not sort it, right? Because you need to sort it out to get our actual answer. So My question was which is the model, which is the phone that was highest sold. Now the answer is Samsung's Galaxy Mega 6.3. So the second highest sold phone is Apple, and so on. You can see that. Right? So
Hello, sir.
please go ahead, Devendra.
Sir, can you repeat this? How we can got this highest sales mobile?
Sure. Okay. So
Again?
I'll go back. I'll do this again. All right. So what I do, I'll remove the filters. You can see, remember the concept of filters, right? So let me first remove. Let me just. I'll just remove the filters one by one. Okay. Now you see, it's everything. Now you are able to see everything, right? So this particular, there are three categories. In categories I have subcategories, and in subcategories I have all the products. This is right. This is the one which you got after creating the hierarchy. But in the hierarchy, you have an option that you can see one by one. You don't have to see, right, everything, because I can see that what I understood, that I want to see the phones. Phones is actually a subcategory, right, under technology, which means I should see only technology, and I should see only the phones in that, correct? So what is the option there? You can select the data points, right? If you use the filters based on certain conditions, you can choose that. So what I do, I'll try to bring the categories into the filter. So you see here, filter location, you have to drag and drop the categories over there. Okay, so just see where is the category. It's here. I'll drag and I'll drop it over the filters. So as soon as you drop it, one window pops up asking that what you want to see out of the category. Select only the technology and remove the others. Okay, so that the technology comes into picture. So say okay, you see only technology.
Sir, can you please repeat this step, sir?
Yeah, I'll repeat this step. So starting from the beginning, right? Drag the categories and drop it into the filter. Okay, so
Okay.
I actually brought this category and I dropped it. You can see that this is here, and after that one more window pops up. Select technology from that, so that you will see this screen. Okay,
Thanks.
once that is done, right, in the next step, I want to look only phones, right? Phone is actually where? Phone is actually inside the subcategory, right? So I will perform the same thing. I'll take a subcategory and I'll drop it inside the filters. Okay, another window pops up and it asks what you want to see. So select only the one which you want to see, that is phones, right? And I click OK. So now you see only technology and phones I can see, right? Now it is actually in the required format whichever I wanted to see. I wanted to see the category, and inside the category is only one thing I want to see, that is technology. Click on that, I will be able to see the next one, that is nothing but the subcategory, right? After that, if you further expand that, you will be able to see this. So now you see that you can actually right, show the filter option. If you do that, the show filter comes on the right side. Still you can do the required operations over there itself, right? I can click, I can deselect, etc. You can do that in a tick. Right. So I selected technology and I selected phone, right? Which means I am able to see that. But my question was, which is the highest sold? So sort it, right? High to low. Okay. So simply sort it high to low. This comes in the highest to low. So if I change the question, which is the least, right? Sold device under the category phones, you can see that. Okay. And so on, right? So that is what is called as the hierarchy, right? How to use a hierarchy, how to create the hierarchy, and how to use the hierarchy. Yes, right, you can do that. Okay, all right. So after the hierarchy, right, our next thing is to visualize in a different way. Okay, let's do one thing. I'll try to give the names to this every sheet we create now. So this is the first sheet we created. Let's try to give some names and let's keep them all together, so that at the end, if we reach till the dashboards today, we need them to create the dashboards. Okay, so that's the reason. So I'll give a name. This is the product hierarchy. So that's the particular thing. I'll create a new sheet. Okay, so now I have this. Okay, I'll do the. I think I will bring the hierarchy into picture so that I'll get the category over here. So as soon as I get the category, I can understand that. Okay, this is a hierarchy. Fine. Now I will also bring the region corresponding to that. Let me say a region. I'll put it into the columns. Okay, right? I know what is along x-axis, what is along y-axis, but I have not mentioned what I want to, right? Whatever I want to print here, right? What numbers I should see, I have not mentioned that. So that I'll go with the sales, let's say, right? So you have multiple options. You can drag and drop it on the text. Otherwise, simply double click. Okay, I just double clicked over there and I can see that, right? The screen shows, right, the various numbers of it. And if you want, you can even bring the filters can be still kept. Okay, so maybe I think we had the category as one of the filters, and we also had another filter. Let me bring the filters again. All right, yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, I have opened the new worksheet, but sir, draw the region and category row, column and row, but not coming in the numerical format. Here coming
you
in
have
the
to,
ABC.
you have to click on the sales. Okay, on the left side, find for where is the sales, double click on that. Okay, so that numbers will come over there indicating that they are the sales.
Okay, okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure. Okay, we have a question. Sir, can you tell us how to share our Tableau work to others in today's session? Yeah, so actually, see, this is a public version, right? So if you save it, that itself is a version. How do you share, right? So you need to save it first. Again, it may not get saved in your computer. It may get saved in, most of the time the public version gets saved in on their side. Okay, so you may have to log in and save, right? So there is an option called as the file. Okay, you can go to file and save to, right, Tableau public. This is the option we have. Okay, wherein you have to save it. Okay, so that's the option. Anyway, we'll come to that. All right, so we were trying to look at the category wise sales of the various regions. All right, so that's what we have been seeing now. Now, okay, so everybody is still here, I guess, right? So let's proceed further. So the next thing is that, let me say I want to give colors to this.
Sir,
Okay.
one question. Excuse me, sir.
Please go ahead.
Sir, you were telling something about double clicking where, I mean, I could not find out that part.
Double clicking in the sense, so people were not getting these numbers. Okay.
Okay.
Right? People were not getting them. So I'll remove this. You see, it was like this. Everybody gets, if you put region and category over there, right? And nothing, I'm not saying that what I want to see there, right? Which numbers I want to see. You have options like you can look at the discount, you can look at the profit, you can look at various parameters, right? So out of them, which one you want to see, I didn't mention that yet, right? To the Tableau. So it is simply saying that blank, ABC, something it is showing. So if you want to see the sales, double click on the sales. So that sales comes into picture.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Sure. All right. So that's how that's what we did so far. Now I want to give some colors. Let me guess, right? And I want to give the colors based on the sales. Let's say. So I'll take the sales and I'll drop it over the, say, color, right? And I can see that the colors come into picture, but right, okay, let me go to a shape first, so that, yeah, so two things you need to do, right? I'll repeat, I'll go back, so I remove the color. So this is what everybody has so far. Okay, so depending upon the sales, I want to look at the color should vary according to the sales. In a sense, more sales some color, less sales some other color, right? So go to the sales, bring it over and put it over the colors. So now you see colors change, but it's not very clear. So if I can give a background color, this looks more clear to me. So I go to the marks in which I have, it's showing that automatic. Click on that and change it to square. Okay. So as soon as you do that, this becomes more clear, right? So you will get a color indicator over there. So the highest, darkest color is corresponding to this number. The lightest color corresponds to this number. So sales minimum is this much, maximum is that much. So you can see that furniture, highest sales in the west region. Technology, highest sales in the east region. By just looking at a color, you can see that, because most of the time the sales count does not matter to you. You simply want to know that where is the highest sales. If you have a region wise division, right, you will be having only, right, identifying that region is what is important. So in such cases, this kind of representation becomes easy for us. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's do another part over here. Since this is already in the form of a hierarchy, now you look at the advantage. I click on this, everything changes because it's already a hierarchy, right? It says that subcategory wise columns are regions. Now, right, along my y-axis, I have subcategory. So each subcategory, I can see which region you have the highest sales, right? This is the advantage. If you go further, it actually goes beyond that, in the sense, right? You may have the complete list. That may not be useful in this case, but yes, if you want to go to a next level of hierarchy and visualize with the colors, yes, you can do that. Okay. So again, in this case also, you have an option to change the colors. Simply, right, click on the colors. You can go for edit colors, right? Edit colors give you, right, various options, right? You can check whichever you want, right, whichever color range you want, and you can click on that, so that, right, will change. Okay, so the color changing part we already know that, so I don't want to spend more time over here, but please work on that. Okay. All right, so right now we are looking at the hierarchy and looking at the hierarchical level and the various hierarchical levels, how to visualize them and how to see the numbers, how to see the subcategories from the categories, and how to see the individual products from subcategories. We saw that, and now we are looking at the region wise sales of the subcategories or categories or the complete hierarchy, and we also saw how to change the colors. Okay. All right. So after this, next, I'm going to one particular data type wherein the hierarchical, uh, it is already by default, it is hierarchy. Okay. There is a hierarchy present by default. You don't have to create a hierarchy. Okay. So that's what we are going to look now. So all right, let me try to give a name to this. This is a region wise subcategory sales. That's the name. All right, I'm going to give, I'll go to the next sheet. I'll create a new sheet now, and in this new sheet, let me bring in, do I have time over here? No, I think I have membership date. Profit sales. Okay, I'll bring the order date. All right, I can see that order date, but I want to visualize something, right? It says that ABC, 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 which big, because we never mentioned that what I want to see. I want to see the profit. Okay, I'll bring the profit and I'll put it along the rows. Okay, so as soon as you do this, it actually shows you a line graph saying that what is the profit, right, along for each of the years that you see. Correct? So this is the profit, right, versus order date, right? Horizontal axis talks about the order date, and the vertical column is vertically you are measuring the profit, right? Now, if you observe, right, over here, right, so the year actually has a plus sign indicating that it is, right, already a hierarchy. By default, it will be there. You don't have to do anything, right? You don't have to convert this into a hierarchy. You see, previously we created the hierarchy by specifying what I want. It can be a dimension, it can be a measure, right? We need to move something over some other variable and we need to create a hierarchy. But now you see it is already a hierarchy. Means I can click that to expand. Simply click on that, right? So this is a, in the sense, every year gets expanded and it gets divided into the quarters. So each of the quarter, right, of an year is 2013. There are 4 quarters. Q1, this is the profit. This is the profit. This is the profit at Q3 of 2013 in 2013. This is the Q4. So there is increase, there is decrease, right, etc. We see. Okay. Now I can see that this quarter can also be further extended because that is already been a hierarchy. Click on that. Now you will be able to see, right, each of the quarter, right, Q1 in a month. So Q2, right, like this, Q3 like this, Q4 like this. So it further keeps on, right, expanding. You can further expand. Okay, so like that you have, right, you can expand this further. So the lowest level which you can reach here is a day, right? There is no division for time, minutes, seconds, etc. They are not. Okay, so this is one possible, right, a way in which you can use the year, right, as your highest level of hierarchy on the topmost level. You can see from there. If you want to go beyond, click on that. It will expand to the quarter level, right, of each of the year. Further you can go if you want. All right.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, Devendra.
Sir, I'm not able to see the year in the table, sir.
You have to
Where
bring,
we drag, sir?
You have to bring order date. Can you see here on the top? It says order date.
Okay.
Bring the order date itself. You can see order date in the list, right? So see here, this is the order date. Okay, drag and drop the order date over there. Then the whichever whichever numerical values you want to see, it can be profit, it can be sales, etc. Doesn't matter. Okay, but on the top it has to be something which is representing an year. So order date, I need to look at a date. So date is present in the order date. Okay, so that's why I brought it. So shipping date is also fine. Number of shipments in a year, number of shipments in a quarter, you can see if you bring the ship date over. So our intention was to visualize how the dates are used and what's the use of dates and how there is a pre-built hierarchy present for date, right? Showing that was my intention. In a data set, wherever you see date, you can bring it over there, so that will, you will be able to observe that by default, right, it will be in the required format. Okay, now I'll show you something else, right? On the same thing, let's hold on to this. I'll expand this further. Say I'll go for one more thing. Now I'll say maybe I'll bring the category over the colors. So what happened? You can see that each graph gets divided into 3 parts, 3 graphs, right? So wherever I had only one graph, it is getting converted to 3 graphs because I am actually asking, right, give me the colors depending on which category it is. This gives you another view of that. So in the year 2013, in the 4th quarter, which is the highest sold, right, category? That is technology. At the same time, in year 2014, the 4th quarter, the least sold or the least profit, right, was happening in the furniture. Like that, you can visualize this category. Again, you can definitely go for a different view, right? But I just wanted to show that yes, I can use the coloring concept even in these graphs. Okay, the same concept, the providing various colors based on various parameters, we already have seen, right? So, but I just want you to recall that, okay, this is also what was there, what was we already have discussed. Okay, yeah, please try this and let's quickly move further then. Now, right, I hope everybody has
Hello,
got
sir.
here. Yes, Upka.
Sir, it is taking year from 2013 to 2015. Whether I can change 2013 to 2020, how can I change
No,
this?
in this data set, whatever is there, only it is showing that. Okay, no manipulation of data. If you remember the last class, I mentioned that you cannot manipulate the data. Data is present, you can visualize. That's all. Manipulation already we have done. You have to go for tabular manipulation by using pandas or any other method. Okay, so no manipulation.
Okay.
What is there in the data, you can visualize here. Okay, I repeat, no manipulation. You cannot change anything which is present in the data. Data manipulation is not our task here. Tableau is used for visualizing. Okay, all right. So let's try to do something like, okay, let me come back. Okay, so let me remove this category. I don't want to see this. Now, what I try to do, I'll click on the year, right? I click on the year, that arrow mark, okay, something pops up, and I'll select maybe, I have an option to select a quarter. So it shows, right, in each of the quarters, what's going to happen. And I can also choose the month, right? You can see month wise, right? And you can change it, right? If you go to day, it may become very, right, on first day of every month what happened, second day what happened, third day what happened, like that. Okay, so that's the other view which you can get, right? So you have that option in the day, right? On the top column we have the day present. Click on that and, right, you can visualize. Okay, if you want to look at the day, you can do that. All right, so I'll come back to the year, right? This is what we had earlier, right? And right, I can, so that was a continuous case, and you have a discrete case below that, right? So you can see that 13, 14, 15, 16, right, comes in this picture, but the color is changed to green, indicating that this is a discrete one now. Okay, so discrete intervals are considered, right? So that's the change. All right, right? So various options you have, please explore that further, right? So that's the thing which I want to tell you. Okay, so this is the original plot. Making this is yeah. So this was the original line plot which we got. Okay, so let me give a name here, right? So this is date. All right, so date hierarchy is a name that I want to give to this. Let me go create a new sheet. Okay, all right. So next we are moving. So for another very important aspect, wherein I want to create a field. So far, whatever you see there, they are the fields that already exist, isn't it? So that means initially, whenever I loaded the data, right, whatever fields were there, it is showing that. Now, if I want to do something, right, I should be able to do that, right? I want to create a new field, let us say, right? I'm not altering the data set, but inside the TABLEAU, I should be able to create a new parameter, and I should be able to use that parameter to visualize if required. So that is the fundamental idea over here. It is called as creating a calculated field. So we are trying to create what is called as a calculated field. Okay, right. So let me try to tell you how to do that. So go to this and click. So you can see this arrow mark, right? I'm actually talking about this one. Okay, so go there, click on that, and you will see that many things will come up. So we will be starting with the create calculated field. Okay, create calculated field, click on that, another small window pops up saying that some name is required. It says that calculation 1, right? So you can try to give a name there. I would like to call it as profit. You'll see the field coming up on the left side so that you can give the same name if required. I'm going to call it as profit ratio. I'll call it as okay, it's profit ratio unaggregated, right? That's the name I'm going to give, right? So you can type that, right? So, but below that there is a field, right? There's a blank space below that, right? Simply click on that. Okay, so you can type something over there. So you have to type something which is already existing. So what do you mean by profit ratio? Profit ratio is a ratio of profit to sales, right? How much profit per sales is what we want to calculate. Okay, unfortunately, I think you cannot see that. That's an issue with the Zoom. It's not able to show what is coming up on the screen after the Tableau. Only Tableau is getting displayed, but the opening screen is not. Anything which opens up on the Tableau, it's not sharing. I don't know why. Okay, sorry about that. So just try to understand what I'm saying, right? I clicked on this part, this particular one. It actually opened up, right? A small pop-up says that created calculated field. Top first one. Click that. A window opens up. There is some calculation 1 written. Delete that. Give a name to it. So right now I have given a name profit ratio unaggregated. Okay, why I unaggregated I'll tell you later, but I have some reason behind that. So if you can write UNAG, something like that, right? Unaggregated is the thing. So below that you have a blank space where you can click and it shows that you can type something. So what I want to do, I want to calculate, I want to add a new field called profit ratio unaggregated is the name I'm giving. So I have to tell that what I want to use, what calculation I want to do so that that particular field gets created. So you see that it's a ratio of profit to sales, profit divided by sales. So simply keep typing PROF. It says there is a profit. As soon as you keep typing PROF, profit is suggested. Simply click on that. So inside the bracket, profit will come. I repeat. So in the blank space where you have whatever you want to calculate, you can type there. So I want a profit ratio. So profit divided by sales is what I want to do. So I keep typing PROF. It suggests profit. So click on that. So profit comes into picture. To this, I need to divide by the sales. So do the same thing. Use a divide by, normal divide by symbol. Then you keep typing SAL. As soon as you type SAL, it says sales. Click on that. Okay. So you see,
Sir, we are not.
bracket.
Sir, we are not able to. Sir, we are not
Yes, sir.
able. Hello. Yeah,
yes,
sir, we
yes,
are not able to see anything, sir.
that's what I'm saying. So that particular window is not getting displayed. That's a problem with the Zoom. It's not sharing. Okay, I don't know. I have raised the issue, but that's not it solved.
Sir,
Right.
in the last session, it was also like this. So please ask them to correct this because
No.
it is very tough.
Okay. Don't worry. So just follow what I'm saying, right? I already told twice now, right? What you are supposed to do. Please follow this. I repeat, right? Please go to this. Click on
The
that.
first one is
I repeat everything from begin. I repeat because somebody told he is not able to follow. I'll repeat that. Okay. So please follow. Everybody, whoever is ahead, just hold on for a moment. Okay, I'll come to that. So simply click on this. When you click on this, you get an option saying that calculate what's that? Create a calculated field. Click on that, right? This is pretty straightforward. Click on that, one window pops up. There is a name on the top, something will be written. You can delete that and you can write whatever you want. Okay, I have given some name, you give any name you want. Okay, straightforward. Click that, something opens up. Yes, do that. Below that, I want to do a calculation. Which calculation I want? Profit divided by sales. Where is profit? On the left side, on the columns, I can see that there is a profit. On the same column, I can see sales. I just want to divide one by the other. So simply type in the blank space, profit divided by sales. Okay, I can show you something, right? How this is going to look like, because I have saved this thing when I was trying it out. Okay, so just see this. Something like this comes. Okay, this is actually not the one which is in my window. This is what I have saved when I try to create the material for. Okay, something like this opens up, right? On top you write the name, right? See, this is the name I mentioned, and you have to type like this. Don't type the brackets, simply type profit, PROF. It suggests click on the profit, divide by, and you have to enter divide by. After after entering the divide by, once again enter what you want to do. So I want to divide the sales. So SALE you enter. As soon as you enter SALE, it will suggest sales. Click on that. That's all. Once done, simply click on OK. Right? So a new.
Sir, but,
yes.
sir,
Yes.
but in my Tableau, I think no suggestion, sir.
It has to be there. I don't know if it is not coming how to do that, because so far I never faced anybody saying that there is no such suggestion.
No suggestions.
Do you have sales on your left side somewhere here? Do you have sales?
Yeah. So sales is
you
there.
Have sales, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry about that. I actually never faced that. This is the first time I'm seeing this particular issue. Right? Maybe you try to create a new sheet and try to do that, or closing and opening up. Maybe that should solve, I guess. Okay.
Okay. Sir.
Yeah. Right. So this is the one which I was talking about. But this particular thing is not getting displayed from my screen. I am not able to, though it is coming on my screen, it is not getting shared. Right. Okay. Fine. All right. I'll go back to the TABLEAU. Right. So now I'm in a situation where I have entered simply PROF. It said profit. I clicked on that. Divide by. I entered sales. Right. SAL itself, it says sales. Clicked on that. Then I say, right, okay. So as soon as I do that, you can see that on the left side, right? Can you see here, right? This comes up. This is what I created. Okay,
sir,
so far,
sir,
any doubt? Yes.
Sir, I'm very clear. Now I have understood how you've done. And thanks for showing that window.
No problem. Absolutely fine. Please go ahead.
Sir, just want to ask one small thing, that over under that name, profit ratio aggregate, under that you have written profit divided by sales. So sir, that you have typed, or you have just dragged and dropped?
No. Drag and drop also should work. Okay, you can drag drop.
Okay.
Otherwise,
then first you will bring profit, then put a divide sign.
Then you put a divide and
sale.
Okay, so I have typed. Okay, just check whether the drag drop works. I expect drag drop also to work, because so far the TABLEAU is actually a drag drop type of doing this, right? But I never tried over there. Just check. Okay, if it works, very good. All right, fine. So so my next objective is okay. So so far I have done only. I created a new thing, right? So let me create another one.
All right. Drag and drop is working, sir.
Sure. Okay. So if drag drop works, please go. All right.
Yes, sir. It is working.
Absolutely. So the next objective is that what I do, I try to create another one. Okay. I want to do. Because I called the other one as unaggregated. I want to do another one which is aggregated, right? I'll try to show the difference as well, because I want to teach a concept, right, which is most widely applicable in the analysis of financial data. Okay, so that's the concept which I ultimately want to teach along with the tablet. Okay, so that's why I'm doing something like this. So let's create say another one. Okay, So another one in the sense, first let me let me create, and then I'll show you the saved screen so that you can understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, so right, let me go to this. I'll create another one. I'll give a name like the profit ratio. Right, this time it is aggregated. Right, right, okay, don't worry, I'll come to, I'll share the other screen which I had saved so that you can understand what I'm trying to do now. Right, so next.
Sir, we have understood like how it was profit divided by sale and how we have created that. But how we will be using it, that we will
I'm
tell,
coming
right?
to that. I told, right, I want to teach you something, right? I want to teach some concept related to economics or the analysis
Okay,
part,
sir.
right? I'm coming to that. Before that, I need to create another one. So I
Okay,
created
boss.
that. Now I am showing you what you are supposed to do, right? So, sorry, please do this. Same procedure, again, create something else which is called as profit ratio aggregated, and you are supposed to enter SUM. By the time you enter, it suggests sum. Click on that. There will be a bracket. Inside that, you keep typing PROF, which says profit, enter. Then after that, divide by, once again, SUM, sum, bracket, SAL, you enter. Sales will be suggested. Click on that, then go for apply. Right? So do this and click on apply or OK. It's fine for us. So once you do that, you should be able to see on the left hand side, you can see that a new variable created, profit ratio aggregated. Okay.
सर कैलकुलेशन में सर कैलकुलेशन में सम प्रॉफिट डिवाइडेड बाय सम सेल्स कर रहा है.
Yes, you are dividing profit by sales in the first one, which is unaggregated, and in the aggregated, sum of the profit divided by the sum of the sales. Okay,
Okay,
two different things. So first one we called it as unaggregated, and this one is called
This is
as
the
aggregated.
aggregate.
Okay, so
Yes.
what is the use, where we are going to use, what is the actual application? I'm going to come to that. Okay. Right. So let's do. Okay, all together. Let's do this. So now I'm going to bring two things to rows. One is the order ID, and one more will be the product name. Order ID and product name. Right. So let's go to the order ID. Bring it. And it says that, do you want to really do that? Yes. Say yes. Okay. Order ID, and I'll bring the say the product name. Okay, this is what I have. Right, so this is my first step. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to select a particular order ID. Right, how you are going to do that? You can select something. So let me say this is the product ID which I'm interested in. I'll click on right at the I'll actually click on this. Whatever you see here, I'm actually clicking on that. I'll click on the right side as well. It's a right click. Give a right click on that. Okay, it says keep only, exclude, hide, and many more things. So you are clicking on any of the products you see. Wherever you have three or more products, I suggest to select that. Anything is fine. In the whole list, right? Look at the some order ID which has 3, 4, or something like that products. So in this case, I can see there are 4 products. So I select that. I right click on that. So right click gives you keep only, exclude, and many more options. So you have to select the keep only. So click on that, keep only. You see only that is retained, everything else will go in. Okay, so first do this. You have another option here, right? You can go for the show filter, right? On the rightmost side, you can see it's the same filter. I just applied the filter, that's all, in a different way. Fine, so far so good. Now, what I do, I'll go for the aggregated as well as the unaggregated form. Okay, so first I'll go to the, maybe I'll bring the profit, right? What I do, I'll click on the profit, double click on the profit. So double click on the profit. The profit
So how to
comes
see
over
the
here.
show filter?
Show filter?
Show.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure. I'll repeat that. Okay, so I'll just remove this filter now so that you can see that it's gone. Okay, this is what you have. So
Yeah.
any location which you want to see, for example, this one, go to the right click on that, right click. Okay, when you right click over here, wherever you see my mouse cursor, you have to right click on. Okay, put a right click, a small window pops up, select keep only.
Right. After this,
Just
on
click
the
on, yeah,
getting it.
right? So just click on the keep only, that actually brings up the filter. All right, and if you want to see something on the rightmost side, rightmost column, if you want to see the filter, just show filter. So click on this arrow mark and it will say that show filter option in that.
Right.
So click that, it's something comes on the right side. Anyway, as of now, that particular column is not required for me, right? What is important is what you see here. Okay, so if this is ABC for you, simply click on the I think I brought the profit. So double click on the profit. So profit of each of the product is being displayed over there. Okay, so far we did till here. All right, now let me try to do something. I will bring the aggregated, right? Profit ratio aggregated as well as the profit ratio unaggregated. Let's try to bring them as well. Okay, so what we'll do, aggregated, okay, unaggregated. So right, simply double click on that. So whichever field we created, right, aggregated, unaggregated, double click on that, few more columns will be added. So just I want to visualize this in a clarity, so I'll just bring this. Okay, so you can see that, just wipe that up, right? Just pull it out so that everything is clearly visible. Okay, so far, though I used different formulae to create two different fields, I'm not able to see the difference. Okay, why? I'm going to come to that answer, right? But anyway, so how to visualize the one which we have created, we just saw that. Okay, so we just saw that. Next part, right? So everybody has done till here, right? Okay, I have order ID and the product name with me. I have, okay, now profit. I'll also bring the sales.
Sir,
okay,
I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what
Please go.
effects these filters are bringing, sir, in all these things? Can you
Filters
please
are,
tell me?
we brought the filter in just because I want to see only something, some part of my whole data. Okay, that's why I brought the filter.
So can you please highlight? Okay.
Right, you can see that there is a order ID, right? In that order ID, whatever items somebody has purchased, only those are what we are seeing here. I can do this for the whole data set also, but that confuses you. Nothing is clearly visible, right? So everything will come up. So that's the reason why I am doing only on a part of the data. Okay, that's
And
why
sir,
I applied the filter.
Got it, sir. So
Sure.
got it for order ID, and for measure names that will come below.
That actually, whenever you click on any of the parameters such as sales, profit, and whenever you click that, it automatically comes. We are not bringing that. Okay.
Sir, you have already put measure names under filter, but I can't see that under order ID. Sorry, I can't see that anywhere.
I told I didn't do that. You have to click on sales, you have to click on the profit, do something, then it comes automatically. Okay, sure. Right. So you can see that I have actually brought the sales over here as my fourth column. I brought the profit as the first column. Then these two are what we already have calculated. Okay. So that's the thing which we already have done so far. Now let me do one thing. Let me try to remove the product name, right? I don't want a product name. I just want to see the, with respect to this particular order ID, what is the profit? What is the profit ratio aggregated and unaggregated? Now you see the difference. When I look at each of the item separately, when I was looking at each of the products, right, I was not able to see the difference. And when I am actually trying to bring the, I'm trying to remove that, right, particular column, right, from this. So remember I removed the product name from the rows, right? So as soon as you remove that, now the difference comes into picture. We will be able to see that. Okay, so now it says aggregated value equal to 0.4 and unaggregated value is 1 point. So how this is going to happen? Okay, any idea? Anybody has a idea about the analysis, how these ratios are analyzed in a business part or business analytics? Anybody wants to answer that question? Okay, I'll come to that. Right, put back your product name. I'm telling you how to do the calculation, right? How the calculation happens, I'm telling. To understand that, put back the product name. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to put the product name back, right? Okay, it says like this. All right, now when I remove this, I got a profit ratio unaggregated, the value as 1.8. Okay, so just understand that I remove this. I'm asking you to look at the product profit ratio unaggregated ratio. It says that 1.8. Now I am telling you how the machine calculates that value, because right, if I put the products, everything looks very similar for us, right? For that reason, I'm going to put the product name right back. I'm going to tell you how the profit ratio unaggregated column comes over here. It actually calculates, right, the sum of your unaggregated values, 0.5, right, plus 0.5, that is 1, plus 0.3, 1.3, plus 0.5, that is, right, that's nothing but 1.8. So the 1.8 comes in that particular fashion. All right, so again, both are same for each of the product in this case, right? So you see here, both are same, because what are the equations you mentioned to do the calculation whenever we wrote the code, right? We actually have told that, okay, do this calculation. What was that profit divided by sale? Okay, 8 by 16. So this is 0.5. Sorry, unaggregated is 0.5. But later on I said sum of that divided by sum of this. But in this case, I'm looking at a product level. In a product, sum of the profit of that product is still 8, and the sum of the total sales is also 16. It's not changing, because for a product I'm doing that. If you go to a category order ID level, this is going to change, because in that particular order ID, what is the sum of the profit? In that case, I'm supposed to add all of them, divided by add all of them. That is the difference. Okay, aggregated means that, unaggregated means individual. So 8 by 16 is that value. Next, 96.3 by 196.6. That calculation gives you this, right? And whenever this is changed to, I remove the product name. I'm saying that I don't want to look at the product level. I want to look at the order ID level. So then you see this ratio is calculated by after taking all the sum of the, right, profit column and sum of the sales column. Divide one by the other, you get 0.4. Okay. All right, so that's how the calculation happens, right? This unaggregated, anyway, this is going to be sum. I know that everything will be summed up and so you're going to see that over here, right? So that's the first part, right? Anyway, this concept is not at over, right? We'll continue that, right? So do the calculation, do the maths, you add them all together, you get this one. So how did you get the 0.4 here, right? So simply divide the 219.1 divided by 508.6. So if you do that, you will get 0.4 as the answer. Okay, so that is the aggregated case. Okay, so far so good. Any doubt you have, please go ahead. So
Sir, why do we need this profit ratio aggregated and unaggregated?
No.
In terms of business,
no,
what are
I'm
these
coming to
referred
that,
as?
coming to that.
Okay.
Coming to that. Next concept is that only. But since you asked, I'll start answering that now. Okay, so in the sense, the idea is that whenever profit ratio is asked, in the sense, out of your sales, how much profit you made is the ratio. 0.4 means you have earned something like 40%. Okay, but the idea is that whenever I use the whenever I simply divide sales, the profit by sales, that is not going to be useful. Okay, because it's going to do it's going to tell you some other answer like 1.8, which does not make any sense. So I only created aggregated and unaggregated, because when I give an equation, somebody asks me what is the profit ratio, I'll definitely say that it is a ratio of profit to the sales. If I simply say that, what people do, simply they'll write an equation saying that, okay, create a particular field, which is nothing but you have to do that by creating this thing. So simply they will type profit by sales. That means it is unaggregated, which is not correct, right? But what you are supposed to use, you have to use the aggregated one only. Aggregated one itself is the actual profit ratio. This is the conclusion, right? When you want to look at your complete data and you want to decide what is the profit ratio, you are supposed to do sum of the profit divided by sum of the sales, right? So just to give a clear cut difference, that if you simply use this is what is happening. If you do this is what is happening. The aggregated one, which we have called, right, that is the correct profit ratio. So that means what I'm supposed to do, I have to eliminate. I don't want, right, the unaggregated at all. I don't want to use unaggregated. Unaggregated is not the proper one, right? So what I'm going to do now, right, I'll just remove the unaggregated from here, and I'll remove the unaggregated from here, right? So simply right click on that and it says remove or delete, right? So right clicking on profit ratio unaggregated says that there is a delete option. Simply click on that, it will go. Okay, now the one which we called aggregated is, right, that itself is the correct one, right? So what you do, you rename, right click on that, right, and go to edit, right click, edit. It says that profit ratio aggregated, the same window pops up now, which was used when we created that, right? So on that, simply rename it, remove the aggregated, just call it as profit ratio and say okay. So you see, now it is changed to simply profit ratio. So the whole concept, what I wanted to teach you was this, right? So you have to, right, there has to be an aggregation, in the sense sum of that divided by sum of the profit divided by sum of the sales itself is what you are supposed to do. You should not do the individual calculation and then sum it up. That gives you a wrong answer. Okay, I hope this is clear, right? Let me know if you have any doubt on this particular concept. Okay, so I will name this sheet as something. Okay, so this calculated, it's a we created calculated fields. So I'll give a name. I'll give the same name for this. All right. Any doubt? Please go ahead. So that's how you can create the various fields that are required. Okay, any field you want, you can create it, right, by this fashion, and you can use it. Right. So let's move further. So I'll go to a new sheet, and here, okay, we created a profit ratio. Let me try to bring back. Okay, profit ratio comes into picture, and I will. So this is the profit ratio. As it is, it doesn't make any sense to us. So what I do, I'll try to split them as per, say, let me look at that. Yeah, region should work. Okay, region wise, I can see what's the profit ratio. Right. Now I want to make it colorful. So what do you do? Go to a region, bring the region over the color. Yes. Colors pop up, right? Looks pretty much neat. Okay. Now I want to visualize for every region. Right now I'm able to see only the profit ratio. But what I want to do is I would like to visualize this using say few more graphs. Like on the same line, can I bring few more graphs is the question. So the answer is yes. So keep the rows same, in the sense column wise this 4 names will be there, they are same, but I want to add more things to this. So I'll bring the, maybe I can check and I can see. Okay, let's see that profit. If I bring, what happens? Yeah, so you see columns, I'm saying that bring me the profit as. So rows are still same, the names of the regions are different rows, and along that show me the profit ratio first, then also show me the actual profits, right? So you can see that, right, wherever I have the highest profit ratio, I'm still having the similar relationship here. Okay, so that's what is this. Now can you bring another one? Right, yes. So
The
let me,
sales.
yeah, I'll bring the sales. Okay, that's right. So you can see that, right, like this per region, right, many things can be brought here, right? That's actually going to give you a much clearer idea about it. Okay, then let me try to create another parameter over here. Let's see, right, that's going to give you another idea. So I'll create another field. Okay, so go to create the field, so click on this and create a calculated field, and I'm trying to enter something like maybe the total number of customers is what I want to calculate. Okay, total num of customers. So the equation that I'm supposed to enter is, anyway, I'll show you the screenshot. Okay, just hold on. So that is what is called as count field, and I just have to tell okay, total number of customers I can see. Okay, just hold on, I'll share you the snapshot which I had taken earlier. See this. So just enter, right, total number of customers, count D, COUNT. When you enter, it shows two options. Select the count D from that. It has a bracket, and then you enter what you want to count. Count how many events are there inside that particular column. Count ID, right? Sorry, customer ID. It's unique for each one. So that each unique ID represents one customer. So take how many counts are there. So count of customer ID is what I'm trying to calculate. Okay, I hope everybody is with me. Let me go back to this.
Can you please show that calculation for a second?
Yeah.
Total number of questions. 1 second, sir. Just 1 second. Fine, sir.
All right. Okay, let's go back to the Tableau window. And now I want to add that. All right. So I'll bring that also, right? Total number of customers also into this. So I get 4 different, right? Graphs, one after the other. Okay, now let us see, can we visualize the number of sales per customer, right? That's my intention. Okay, I'll do the same thing. So it's an exercise. Please do by yourself, because whenever I am doing it, it's not visible to you. I want you to try. Okay, I give 2 minutes, then I'll show you the answer. Okay, so my question is that you bring up a graph, right, which shows sales per customer. Okay, right, region wise. So there will be region. Okay, so I don't have to change anything on this side. So I want a graph over here. You can remove one of the graph and put the new graph over there, no problem. So the question is total sales per customer. Okay, region wise it will be there. So I'm going to get a new graph over here. Let me say I remove this graph and I'll put a new graph. That graph should be sales per customer. Okay, just please try.
सर एडिट कैलकुलेशन में जाके फार्मूला यूज करेंगे सम सेल्स.
Yes.
So this is coming.
If you simply use sum of sales, it gives a total sales, right? I want per customer. So what you are supposed to do?
Okay.
Sales per customer. So what do you mean by per sales? Sorry, per customer. Per customer means what? I have to divide by total number of customers.
Total number. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, we have one answer from Somesh. Others, please try by yourself. Welcome back. So before going for a break, we have a question. Okay, and I'll try to answer that now. So the question asked was, instead of the total number of customers versus the regions, which we have as a fourth plot over here, we are expecting to have a plot in which we get the sales per customer, right? Horizontal axis should be sales per customer. Vertical axis still remains same. They are the regions. So if you want to get that, we need to, right? You can create another right measure for you, right? So that has to be created now. So let's do that. Let's go for create a calculated field, right? I'll give a name. I'll give a name as sales per customer. Okay. Right, and I'll enter. So there is a function called sum. As you enter sum, you can say which one you want to take a sum. So I'll take the sum of sales, and I should divide that by the total customers. Already we have calculated that, correct? So what's it? What's that? It's total. So as soon as you enter TOT, it actually suggests total number of customers, right? Which is already existing as a field. So simply select that, and then go to OK. So you see sales per customer comes over here, right? So what I do, I'll try to remove that just to create a space, and the sales per customer, I'll just bring it and drop it over there so that you can see that it's a sales per customer. Okay, so this was the question, right? If you have any doubt about this, please go ahead. How to create this, etc. On this, if you have any doubt, please go ahead. Okay. So I think there's no doubt, right? Okay, all right. So let's go ahead. So the next concept, I will do that on a new sheet. Let me write up. Okay, I don't want to give any name here, or if required, you can.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Devendra. Please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, in my TABLEAU, it's showing little bit different, sir, graph. So,
Okay, what's
so
that?
total sales per formula, I have put at some sales divided by count customer ID.
Okay, okay. Count of customer ID is it's count D, right? Not just count. It's a count D of that. Okay.
So what's the difference between them, like count and count day?
I have to put count D, sir, right?
Count
I have
D,
to put count D, right?
Count D, count.
Okay.
Okay, so count D is individual count, and count actually, even if there is a repetition, it will count that as okay, not unique one. So that's
Okay.
Now got it.
Okay, all right, fine. Okay, let's give some name to this sheet. I'll just write say 4 plots. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's create a new sheet. All right. So now let's go to the show me option. Right. So far we have never touched that. Right. We were plotting right from scratch. Right. Or we were trying to use the marks so that we selected the automatic. We changed automatic to bar, line, area, square, etc. Right. So let's try to change this now. Okay. So I want to say I want to look at the sales, and let me select the sales. All right, so sales, and I'll also select the region. Okay, so hold your control button when you are selecting the second item, that is the region. So I normally select the sales first, right? Normally, simply click on that, then hold the control button and move to the other side, and you pick the region, right, or something, so that multiple items get selected. Okay, so that is done. Now, after you select these, right, I want you to go to the show me option. Okay, so whichever is active, so you can see that whichever plots are not showing you over there with the bright colors, that means they are not active for this data set which you have selected. Okay, but anyway, there are multiple things. I want to show you something that is the tree map, right? So this is very important because earlier also we discussed that there is a feature called as tree map, right? Now I want to discuss about that. All right, so simply click on the tree map so that you can see this, right? So you can see here what it is actually showing you, right? It's actually the size. This is a size, right? So the size parameter is actually according to the sales, in the sense, if there is a square or there is a rectangle, the size is larger means what do you mean by size being larger? There is more sales. That's what is the size.
Sir, how we have got this west, east,
Yeah.
South?
Yeah, go to the show me and select that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Fine. So now you see, right? This says the marks gives you the details about that. What you want to, what is the color? What do you mean by the color? So you can see that color is also according to the sales. In the sense, let me minimize that. So I can see that the sales coming up here. So darkest color means it's the highest sale. So you can see this is the darkest region, right? That has the highest sales. If you come to this side, you can see the minimum sales you have is a smaller number. That is from the south region, right? So west region has the highest one, east has the slightly lesser than that, then the central, and the minimum is south. This is what I understand as soon as I look this. So the tree, in the sense, size of the tree tells you something. So similarly, size of the various shapes you get here, right? It is going to give you some information. What information you get that you need to look at this side. You can say that. So the size is decided by the sales. So sales more means larger size. Okay, so you see sales this is 678,781, slightly lesser than that. This is much lesser than that. 501 240, and the least one is by the south, which is 391722. Okay, as you move your cursor, you will be able to measure them as well. Okay, so that's the first thing which we come to know. And the second one is the color, right? Color also tells you that the same thing, right? More sales, darker color, less thing is less color. And whatever you see here, the text is actually corresponding to which region it is. Okay, so that's the first plot we are getting from this. All right, now I can see in this plot that the color and the shape are actually decided by the same parameter, that is sales. Okay, so I would like to make a change here. I would like to define the profit to tell me what is the color. Okay, so now you see when I brought the profit as a decider of the colors, I can see that it's slightly changed. So so highest profit has this color. So west still has the highest profit, right? So you can see that there is a slight difference here, right? So now the central region get lighter color because the profit over there is much less, though the sales are high compared to the south region. You see south region sales less but profit is more, you see, right? Same thing happens here. The sales are on the higher side but the profit is lesser, right? So like that you can do that. Now let's try to, you can go to the you can change the color if you need, right? So go to the automatic and select the various colors which the color range which you want. You can actually go with that and you can select. Okay, the various colors options, you know how to change it, right? Please go ahead and look at which particular type of colors you want, right? You can definitely decide that. Go with the red green. So red tells less value, the green, darker the green value, it tells more, right? So we can do this. Okay, change it to any other color which you want, right? You can decide that as well. Okay, all right. So that is the next part. That's actually about the a particular plot which we have selected from the show me site, right? So directly you can get that. It's going to give you the details of that. Okay, so it's called as a tree map. Very important one. So widely this is used. Okay, that's why I'm trying to stress this out. Okay, any doubt with this particular graph? So I'll just create. I'll give a name to this. Say okay. All right. So that is done. Let's move ahead. I'll create another sheet. Now, in the next one, okay. So we'll try something new now, right? So far we're doing this. Okay, let me look at the region. Or oh no, not region. Sorry, region is already being used. So I'll go with the say state. Let's check. Okay. No, states, it actually shows you only that. I don't want states. Sorry. Let me. Okay, I never told to one shortcut to delete everything. Okay, so let me check whether I can get anything else. Let me look at the postal code. No, it's not showing the required thing. Oh, I think state should come. Okay, so whenever you have something like this and you want to clear all at once, means see there is an option here, right? So this is the one which clears the sheet. Okay, so simply click on that, everything will be gone. You get a blank sheet. Okay, so that I think I never talked about that. So let me see. I wanted to look at a state-wise. So sales is what I wanted to visualize. So longitude versus latitude is coming from this itself. Yeah. So, but it says 49 unknown. Let me check. Are you able to see something when you click on this? Like this, will it come? Is it as soon as you click on the state, right? I'm expecting a graph like this. Okay, please take your time to explore, right? As soon as you click on the state and you bring it over there, this is what is expected. Earlier, I had an issue with my system because my system is something like adjusted to the Indian timing, location is Indian, etc. Everything is selected to Indian. That was the problem. So if at all you get any error over here, right? So in this particular location, if you get an error saying that I don't understand what are these locations, right? In that case, you click on that if at all somebody is getting an error, because like my system, your system may also, right, is adjusted to everything is Indian, right? So in such case, location, geographical location will also by default, it will be selected as Indian, and inside India, the Tableau has no idea where is Texas, where is Illinois, etc. Right? So because of that, I had an error, right? But now you see it is eliminated. So just check, right, whether you're also getting any error or no error. Okay, if there is error, click on that. It will say that correct the position, right? Correct the geographic area. Some option will come there. Click that. It will say India by default. Select US from there. Okay, so that solves the problem. You get a graph like this.
Sir, dots is not showing.
dots are not shown means you have some error. You see on your screen somewhere. Can you read any error message coming up? Just check that, because dots are necessary.
Sir, no error is coming.
No error. So try to zoom it then. Can you? Because oh no, it comes even if no
I zoom it, but no error is not coming, sir.
Cancel it. Do it once again. Let's see. Because
Okay, sure.
I'll try to do this again. Okay. So I'll try to clear this. Okay. So now you see, I'll just go to the state. All right. I'll double click on the state. So I just double click the state. This is what comes directly. Okay.
They're not showing.
It's not showing.
Yes.
Dots are not showing.
Not showing. Okay, I'll tell you another method. Okay, this should help you out. So select the state and right click on that. You should have a window comes up, and over there you should have something called as geographic row. Okay, right. So from the bottom, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th one form. Okay, from the bottom, when a window pops up, read that there is a geographic row. You see what is selected in that geographic role should be state. Okay, it should be state or provenance or something. Just check whether that is selected or not.
So there is showing 49 unknown.
You are getting that? That's an error message. 49 unknown. You just try to find out whether there is a message like 49 unknown. Click on that. Okay, tell me what you get. Okay, so that we can discuss further. All right.
The edit location, filter data, show data at default position 3. There are 3.
Okay,
columns.
okay. Let's do one thing. I think others are also getting the same thing. Just hold on. Okay, so I will ask others if everybody is getting same thing. I will ask you to share the screen so that everybody can see what's happening. Okay, just please hold on. Others, anybody getting
No, sir.
such error?
No,
Sir,
sir.
I got that.
No.
Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
No
No,
problem.
sir.
Whoever is not getting,
Not-
please hold on. We'll solve your issue later. So
Yes.
for whoever you are getting an error like 49 unknown locations, right? We'll share the screen and we'll visualize. Okay. So whoever is getting that error, kindly share
Sir,
this.
Sir, I got that. I can do that. You want?
Just a second. Yeah. So I will stop sharing my screen. Okay. So kindly go ahead. Whoever asked the question, please share the screen. Okay. Whoever I didn't notice with whom I was asking.
Sir, 49 unknown error is coming.
It's coming, right? Okay. We'll try
Yes.
to answer that. That question.
Somesh,
Yes,
click on the 49 errors, 49 unknown.
yes. Here coming in the
Then-
edit
Hold on, hold on.
location filtered.
Hold
Sir,
on,
I'm not
Gaurav.
getting any
We are-
error, sir.
Hold on, Gaurav. We are trying to answer the question. We'll make someone to share the screen and everybody can look at that and follow the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I think who asked the question initially? I am getting that error. Who told? Devendra, right?
I'm not getting any error, sir.
You're not getting error. Okay, we'll come back later. I think so. Then Somesh, go ahead. Share your screen.
Yes, sir, I share it.
All right. So below you can see that 49 unknown, right? So click on that. It shows filter data. Click on edit locations. All right. Now you see country is selected as India. That's the problem. In India, they don't know what are these states. So click on India and select the United States. Okay.
Sir, how we have got this window of edit location? Like where are those 49 errors?
On the below rightmost corner, right bottom corner, you can see that there is an error. Okay. Yeah. So
Sir, apply it.
yeah. Okay. Click on OK. Right.
It's coming.
Okay. Yes. Now it will come. What you can do is you remove this, clear this. Otherwise, zooming will not be so easy. So simply close the screen and put it once again. That's the easiest way. Okay. Close it. Yeah. So bring it again. Double click on the stage. It will directly come. Okay. Yeah. All right. So those who
Thank
were
you, sir.
having this issue, I think that gets solved now.
Okay.
Yeah, others, whoever is not getting, kindly go ahead and share your screen. Okay. So let's see whether we'll be able to do that. We'll try to get that. Okay. So whoever was not getting.
Sir, I've changed the country also. Now what I have to do?
Only that's the thing. Okay. Just changing the
So
country
now,
should work.
no, sir, it is still not working.
No, you see, right? There should be some option over there. It should work because just now we showed you, right, how it's going to work.
Sir, is there anything else on which I need to change?
No. We showed you everything, right? So there is nothing else. Do it again, right? Start from beginning. Do it again. That should do the job. All right.
Is this error is compulsory, sir?
No.
It should come.
It's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. Okay. In my, as I told, in my system or some of the systems are by default it says location is India. Okay? So
Yeah.
because of that we got that error. Otherwise directly it will come. As soon as you click on the state, it will come. Okay. So that is what is the expected situation. If there is an unmatched thing or if there is an error, definitely that will pop up saying that I don't recognize these locations. Like others got like 49 errors.
Got it.
Okay.
So now I have also got it.
Sure. Absolutely fine. Okay.
Thank you.
This is the first thing wherein you will show that the geographical locations are identified by the tag. Okay. So that's the first thing. Right. Let's look at what are the uses of this. Can I do something more about this? Right. So what I do, I will select say maybe I'll go for sales and I will ask the sales to be the size, deciding the size. Right. Now you see the size of the circles which you had, right? It automatically changed. Okay. So that's the first thing, right? Bring one of the parameter from right your measures and put it over the size. So according to now it is a sales. You can easily identify that which of the states having the highest sales. So this is the one which has highest sales. Then according to the circle, this is the next one, right? And so on. You can see that yes, like this the sales are distributed. That's the first thing, right? Graphically you can see that this is pretty important and very useful feature. Okay, so that's the first thing, right? Everybody try this please. Okay, so first thing is very clear. Now what I do, I will remove this, but I'll put the sales on the color. A completely different view, right? State wise, it provides the color depending upon what is the, because earlier it was the shape, sorry, not the shape, size, right? I wanted to look at the size. So size of a state cannot be increased or decreased, right? So because it's a geographic area, every for an aspect ratio, they have written the what you call geography of the particular country. So when I say size, they have to create a shape and size of that shape vary according to the sales, right? So that was the case. But now you see, I simply changed, right? This was originally the sum of sales was along with the size. So size was varying. Now you see the same thing. I'm moving it to the color. That's all. You see, you change this. This is another important feature. You can give the colors. So definitely go to the color and make changes as you, right? So edit colors, change this into any other format which you like, right? Right. So that's how it changes. Right. So the color code comes on the rightmost corner as default. So you should be able to see the more bluish color means it has right more sales and lesser or in the sense the other side is actually darker color means it is right less sales. Okay, I actually don't like this color at all. Let me change it. Let me go for a very simple thing. Maybe the gray color should work. Let me check whether this, okay, something like this. Darker the color, it means more sales. Lighter color, it means it is lesser sales. Okay, you can use a varieties of color options, varieties of shapes, varieties of things. Whatever we have discussed earlier, right? It is possible, right, for us to, right, understand and use it, right? If you understand all the concepts that were discussed earlier, right, try to implement. Okay, so try to implement everything over here. Each and every graph supports what we have discussed earlier, because the earlier concepts were considered as pretty much basics that should be applicable for any graph that is going to come on a upper side. Okay, so I'll just write a name for the sheet. Let me call it as a geographic data. Okay, I'll tell you another parameter over here. So color is fine. Let me move this back to the size. Okay, the first one we got, right? So the sizes of the circles indicate how much sales you have. You can see here on the right side, actually, I got a describer which tells, okay, if this is a circle, this is the smallest size of circle is 920. Highest is the one which represents 457,688. So like that, I get a detail. That's fine. But obviously, for some reasons, whenever you try to show this on a different screen, right? Maybe this circle size is not enough, right? You may have to slightly make changes. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Simply click on the size, right? Right, in the marks, click on the size. A bar comes up, right, which you can drag and adjust to change the size. Okay, so now I'm seeing that I'm increasing this. So you can see that the circle size is increasing basically. Correct? It increased. I make it small. Now see, circle size small. I increase to largest one. You see, it is very large. Okay, so you can actually adjust that as per your requirement. Okay, so please try that. Whichever size you feel like, okay, this is what I like it, and this looks very much fine.
How to
You can
increase
stop.
of the circle?
Move your mouse cursor on the size. Okay, whatever you see on the screen, right? Size, right? Please move it over there. Okay, and click on that. So as soon as you click over there, right, you get a slider, right? Adjust the slider left to right. Left means it is decreasing, right means it is increasing.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Everyone try that, right? Pretty useful feature. Okay. You need to click on this because this size is the one which actually we have chosen, right? Right, according to the sales, give me the size of circle. So if you want to change that, you have to go to on the size itself. Okay, now let's move further. I have various sizes coming up. So can I bring the colors also over there, right? But I want the color to be decided by some other parameter. Okay, so let me say I want to change the color according to the profit, right? So now the sizes are decided by someone. Let's go to the bring the profit and let's put the profit onto the color. Okay, so you see that the size actually has nothing to do, size in the sense it's just talking about the sales, right? Whenever you have a highest sale like Texas, right, you see that profit is pretty much less. Profit, there is no profit, it's actually loss. Minus 25,729. Right? So you can actually, right, bring another view to that, right? So because sales are being discussed by the size, but the color actually talks about the profit or loss. Again, that color scheme is different. You can change it as per your requirement. All right, so let me go with the red and green option. Okay. So I have chosen the red and green. So more towards the red means it is loss, right? So the size actually talks about the number of the sales, the count, sales count. So highest sales should not indicate that profit, right? So there is a possibility of loss. So that is what the indication, right, from this particular graph.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
So this is the United States graph. Can we change with India?
Yeah, you can do that, but the data set should contain details of Indian states. Okay, you can. As of now, I don't have any data set of Indian, so I use whatever is standard available through the TABLEAU itself. Okay, right? Yes, definitely. Any global location, anything that is located on a global map is detected by TABLEAU. Okay, so if our data set has the corresponding things like what and all it can detect, you can simply go to say the same anything which is geographic data, for example postal code. Okay, so click on that and you can see that geographic role, right? Right click on any parameter such as a postal code, it will show that something will pop up and you go to the geographic row. In the sense, what all the various things it can detect, it tells. Okay, some of them we may know, some of them we may not know. So like airport, area code of US, right? Because something, some of them are only related to them, right? It will detect that. Other than that, whatever is not, nothing written in the brackets, right? Like US means it will detect only US, others it will not detect. But airports, yes, it can detect, right? Most of them. City, right? And the country or region, the country, latitude, longitude, I think NUTS Europe, something related to Europe only, I guess. Then state provenance or zip code, postal code, etc. can be identified for any geographical location.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So maybe in the internet we have some data that is related to our country, right? So I suggest you to find that out and try the similar things for Indian as well. Okay, just to confirm that yes, it supports everything. Okay, or any other country is also fine. Okay, try to get such a data set first, and you can explore further. Okay, so that's about this. Let's move further. All right, let me create another sheet. And now our intention is to go for okay, let's try to go for a multiple axis graph. Okay, dual axis graph is another very important concept when we discuss the fundamental properties of the tableau, right? We could see that there is a support for dual axis. In a sense, the left side axis talking about something, the right side axis talking about something else, but the horizontal axis is common, right? So I'm trying to plot two various parameters on a single graph is what, right? Is what is called as the dual axis. All right. So that's what we are going to see now, right? Before that, we have a question. When should we utilize the show me option? So show me option is widely used, right? Whenever I don't know what graphs are supporting for the variables I choose. Right? For example, let me say, right? Let's go to this. Let me select something at random. I don't know whether I really get a graph or not. I'll select a sales and I'll select maybe a product ID. Let's see. I select that. I don't know which graphs are can be plotted because of for these two variables I select. So I'll just go to the show, right? It says that for this particular the two parameters which you have selected, these are the possible graphs. Whichever, right, is highlighted, that is possible. You can plot this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I think this is not there. This is not there. Not there. Not there. So whichever is not highlighted, that are others you can plot. So that is the best suitable way of identifying what all the possible graphs I can directly plot. So you don't have to think about, right, going for everyone in the automatic and checking that whether this works, this works, this works. No, it's not required, right? So you select the various parameters, go to show me and ask that, see that what are available, what are the various graphs I can plot it directly. So click on that graph, it will come automatically. All right, so that's the fundamental usage of the show option. All right, so let's come back. Whatever I have selected, I'll remove that. I'll deselect. Now, okay, let me do something. Let me try to see what I can use so that I can get a dual axis graph. So let me start with the, yeah, I'll bring a category over here. Okay, and let me get the sales. Okay, I get one thing. And rows, you see, I'm adding something to row so that I get something below this, because right, that's how I want. So I will add what is called as say, let me say, okay, let me look at the profit, what happens here. Okay, so column means it's a category. I should have 3 columns now because there are 3 categories. So first one is furniture, second is office, third is, right, the technology. Okay, and this is the sales, this is the profit, right? So normally what happens here, again, this is widely used for analysis purpose. I can see that, right? Highest sale is happening for the category called technology, and this highest sales category itself is giving me the highest amount of profit. Okay, that's the first thing I understand. Anyway, I'm coming to the dual axis. This is not dual axis. Okay, so but since we have never got this kind of graph so far, let's try to do an analysis here first before we go to the other part. Okay, so then I see that there is a category, right? That's a furniture, right? Actually, the sales of the furniture is more than the office supply category. But if you look at the profit, there is a huge gap, right? So though the office supplies, the sales is less compared to the furniture, right? But the sales, right? Sorry, the profit is pretty high compared to the profit of the furniture, right? So this is the conclusion which I can get if I try to get a graph such as this. All right. Now, so you see the 2 more options are added over here, right? So, right, what I'm talking about, those who couldn't notice, see, we have 2 options here. Previously, those were not there, right? In the sense, whatever marks we have, right? So these marks, they are individually applicable for both the graphs, right? So you can go to, let me go to the sales. In the sense, I'll be able to modify something related to sales. Okay, if you go to the profit, right, you can do the modifications according to the this thing. So for only profit, I'll change this. Let me say I'll go for circle. See, possible. Go to the color, change the colors only for this. Okay, possible, right? So individually, you have an option to change this. That's what I wanted to show here, right? So please try this and let me know if you have any doubt over here.
So could you repeat how these dots came?
Sure, sure. Okay, so just see, by default, oh, just a second. Yeah, by default, it will be like this. Okay, so you can see that you have 2 different graphs. Let me do it once again. Sorry, let me go back to the basic one. I'll go to this. Initially, we have something like this. Even the color is default. Okay, don't color like this. Let me see. Okay, so we have this graph like this. So we have options, but all applicable to both graphs. The sales, in the sense, only this you can alter, right? If you select that, and I have selected the sum. Sorry, the profit. So originally, this is how it looks, right? I will, if I want to select something related to this graph, I have to come and I have to select this one. Okay, so just see, this is the part I selected. So I selected the profit part, and now you, whatever you select in this, right, among these, whichever you select, that is applicable only for the profit. So for example, I'll go with the color first, right? I select a color, I change the color, I give okay, so that means color change. Then over there itself you have the option called automatic, right? This is the one which is a very easy or a handy method to change my graph to anything else, any other thing that you want, right? So I can go and I can select, if you like the line, you can go with the line. If you want the circle, that. If you want a square, select that. Anything you want. Okay, so from this option you change it. Okay, so that you get a different shape or different graph, whichever you prefer. Okay, so
Got it, sir. Got it, sir. Got
sure,
it.
sure. All right, any other doubt, anybody? All right, so we move ahead. So this is the first step in creating the dual axis. Dual axis means I have to bring two axes. For getting two axes, it means you should have two different graphs. Right? So now we have two different graphs readily available over here. Okay. Now, what I do, this is the procedure. Go to the profit part, right? So that is actually visible over here, right? So you can see that this is the one which I'm talking about. So go there, click on that. Okay, when you click on that, you get a window, small window popping up, right? You have to select the dual axis from that. Keep reading the various rows present in that list which comes up. So filter, show filter, apply worksheet, format, etc. You have come down. So last but last but two, right? So from the last with the third one, okay, there is a dual axis. Okay, click on that. So as soon as you click, right, everything will be right like this. Again, I can definitely change this. Okay, so I can go to this and I can select a bar for that, right? You can modify, right? So go to the sales, you can change it to bar. If you keep everything automatic, right, it looks like right, everything looks like the same one, right? But you can definitely change. All right, so don't keep both of them same, because it is most of the time it may become hard to distinguish, right? So keep one of them as a bar chart, keep the other one as anything else. Okay, any other thing that you use. So better I go with the, so here I don't want to change. Only in the sales I will select maybe bars. Okay, sales is bar, and the other one, it actually comes as a maybe a circle, or you can give a shape, right? Okay, shape is pretty much light. I don't want to go with that. Maybe the circle should work. Okay, so what color is which graph, right? You can see that, right? That is actually present over here. This is where you try to find out that details.
So we can do that for more than 2 rows, right?
More than 2 rows. Yes.
Like dual axis.
Yes, you can apply.
Oh.
You can apply. Okay. So where do I see the dual axis now? Right. That's the part which we still have to discuss. Right. In this case, you can see, right, we have the dual axis that is present. One on this side that actually talks about the profit. Okay.
Sir,
On the other side, whatever you see, it is a measure of sales. Yeah, please go ahead, Ramesh.
सर इस अगर सेव करना इस ग्राफ को तो सेव कैसे करेंगे?
Yeah, so just if you want to save everything, there is no question of saving individually. Again, the saving and sharing options are widely available if you go for a paid version, right? So right now it is a free version, so they are not supporting us with a lot of options, but still you can do a share here. Sorry, you can do a save here by going to the file. Okay, on the leftmost corner you can see a file, right? So this side I am talking about. So click on the file, all right, and save to Tableau Public is the only option we have. We cannot save this on our computer. All right? There is no option. They are not providing that because it's a free version, right? And
save to the Tableau public.
yeah, save as is also there, right? You can use a save public as,
yes,
as right?
Two options is coming.
Yes,
but
yes,
sir,
yes.
I save it, so then this is coming in the login ID and password.
You have to enter because when you install the software, right? Initially,
Yes,
you
yes,
have
sir.
provided a email ID and something password.
Yes, yes,
right?
Yes.
So you have to use that, and then only you will be able to do that. Okay. So
okay.
next time when you want to load it, you should be able to log in, use the same ID and password so that you can bring it back. But it will be saved in their server, not on your system. Okay.
Okay.
So only that's the difference because it is free version. They are not supporting us with the save option on our system. Okay.
सर अगर ये डाटा में दोबारा चेक करना है तो फिर ये हमारा डाटा में मतलब अपने लॉगिन आईडी पासवर्ड से करेंगे तो ये शो करेगा वहां?
Yeah, you have to use it from the server side. Okay, it should. Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Sure. So you see that when you click on the file itself, when you see on the file, click on the file, it says that open from Tableau Public. Correct. So open from Tableau Public comes over there. If you click that, and again it will ask you to log in, right? It will show whatever you have saved over there, right? Everything. So whatever is here right now, if I save it over there, I should be able to bring it back in my next section. Okay.
Yes.
So that's what is required. So everybody who is using the Tableau Public, right? This is the only option.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
thank you.
Right. Everybody can save it only using that method now. But if you go for a paid version, right, definitely you have an option coming up which says that save in your system, save as, etc. will come. You can save the whole project as by some name. You can save a sheet by some name, etc. Those options are available, but not in our case because we are using the free version here. This is Tableau Public. Okay, it's fine. All right. So this is the one which actually talks about the how to create a dual axis graph. Right. So various options are there. You can bring an area, you can bring many things over there, right? That's just a option of click, right? So just go to somewhere here and you change your graph type, means definitely it will change, right? So whatever you want, it will come there. But how to create these two axes, right? So that is important for us. One side you see the profit, other side you see sales. Again, very importantly, the important point is that not both axes are same, because I'm clubbing two different graphs and I'm trying to bring two graphs all together. That doesn't mean that my axis should be same, right? So the idea is that you will be able to relate that what is the profit for sale. In the sense, so I'm talking about the one column that is corresponding to the technology. What is your conclusion? I can see that sales are high. Sales in the sense, the light color graph, that's a tabular this thing, okay, bar graph, and the circle you see is also high, in the sense wherever sales is high, right, I see that the profit is also high. But that is not true for a different category such as the furniture. You see the furniture sales, right, that is pretty much high. Sales is very high, correct? So sales is somewhere here, but the profit is pretty less. So even if you use the previous one without dual axis, we plotted one below the other, I'm able to do that, judge that, I'm able to come to that conclusion. But in this case, right, this is pretty much more clear. So values you have to read accordingly. If you are reading the sales, right, I have to read on the left side. So how much sales each category has, I have to read like this. Okay. But at the same time, if you want to read the profit corresponding to the blue color circles, you have to read on the right side axis, because this graph is the dual axis graph. Anyway, so reading that may not be a problem here, because simply you bring your cursor over there, it actually talks about everything, right? So reading is actually not a problem here, right? But if you just give this graph to someone, right, who is going to visualize that, in such cases, right, approximation is also going to work. Okay, so I'll name this as dual or dual axis graph. Okay, right, let's do something else. Now we saw that we got a dual axis curve, right, in this fashion. I'll try to do something different now. Okay, let me add another sheet, and now I'll bring the sales to the columns, and I'll also bring, let us say, okay, let's bring the profit here. Let's see what happens. Okay, we get two graphs. It's a horizontal bar. So let me try to, yeah, this should work. Subcategory. Let's see. Okay, so in the sense, subcategory wise the sales and subcategory wise the profit. Okay, so we have something like this. Now let me try to, right, you see that here I have, whenever I bring it I get an option, right, like sorting, right? So this is the sort option. You click on that, it will get sorted. So highest profit to the lowest profit is what I can see here. Okay, that's the sort option. Again, it's so how did you do that? Anyway, the default option, you know, you have to come over here and you can select, right? So that's in addition to that, there's a quicker method, right? If whenever you move the cursor, right, on a graph, if you get something like this, means you can sort it out in a very easy fashion, right? Somewhere here you find it. Okay, you click on that, it will be sorted. Now another option, right? So that is, you can change, again you can change the colors, right, over here, right? So that is something like maybe I'll go for the sales, I'll change the color. So color, I'd like to give the color dependent on the profit. Okay, I'll bring the profit to this, so the color will be generated according to the profit. Okay, at the same time, for a profit, for the profit, I give the color according to the sales. Okay, okay, now the idea is you can, anyway, you can change the coloring fashion. Okay, so that this becomes more clear, right? I'll change this to, right, I'm trying to give the color for the profit. Okay, so for profit, right, color is dependent on the other case. So let me choose any different color, because everything looks like same for me, right? I'll give a, yeah, any other color you select, that's all. Let's see how it changes, right? So sales highest, for if it is red, it is highest sale. You can see that highest sale is this, that is a home category, right? At the same time, I'll for the sales one, right, I'll give a color. Color is according to which one? According to the profit. So I will choose red and green. Let us say I go to the color, edit colors. I will select red and green, so that the red color indicates right this thing. Now you see, whichever you see as a red color, this is a graph of sales, but actually color indicates whether you have gained something or you lost something. Red means it is lost. So this is the one, copiers, right? Sales is something, profit is also, the profit is highest for this. Okay, so like that, right, we can bring the various graphs over here. right? Coloring options are very like you can use a lot of options there, right? So depending upon what kind of information you want to pass, you can definitely look into the varieties of options in coloring like this. You see, if I look at the sales graph, I should know what is happening with the profit also. So only this graph can tell me both. Same thing on the other side. Even if you use a profit graph, you still get the idea about what is the number of sales. Correct? So anything that is coming closer to the red color, highest sales. Anything that is coming closer to the blue color has less sales. So you see, these are the ones which have lesser number of sales. Okay, but this height of, or this, the width actually is talking about the profit, right? So here you see profit is highest. Okay, right? It says that profit is highest. Sales, I just want to check this. So whichever is the color that you have, right? That's actually the one which decides the sales part over here. Okay, let me give a name. Profit sales. Okay, do we have any doubts with whatever is being discussed here? Okay, so there's a question saying that how to put the profit over here, right? So I just have to, okay, let me clear this. All right, let me bring it everything once again for that. Okay, so what I do, I'll bring the sales first. I think I got a sales first. I think, let me check. I don't remember what I got. Oh yeah, I think I got a sales first. Then I got the profit. And then those are the columns, right? So columns in the sense, right? It will be arranged over here. So sales x-axis, profit also x-axis. So it will be two different graphs. Now for both graphs, I want to look at a common parameter. I can try to use a, say, I think I use a category or subcategory. I think subcategory. I'll bring it over here so that you get this particular graph. So on one side I have sales, other graph it is a profit. Okay, so this was the first step. Then I will note that in marks, right, I have two more sections that are getting added because I have two graphs. You may want to give different color schemes for them, and you may want to plot it with some other options, etc., right? So because of that, they have provided you two different options as per the number of graphs you are going to use there, right? It will simply keep on increasing, right? So these options will keep on increasing. Now I have two graphs, so you have two options. So even in the dual axis part, you had the same option because there were two different graphs, correct? For that reason, we have some. Okay, so once you get this, it is left to you what color options you want to change, right? Do you want to change the width? Do you want to change anything you want to change? You can go there. Okay, so right, in this case, I think for sales, right, again you have an option to change the color according to sales itself. So previously I did a different one. Now I'll change this. So sales colors are according to sales. So highest sales, darkest color, least sale, it's a least color. So I think I can change the color scheme as well. Okay. Let me not go with this. So highest to lowest, I can change to any different color we use. Okay. So let me change this. Okay, I can see that. So green means darker, more value, in the sense more sales. As it reduces and comes towards the yellow color, it keeps on reducing, right? So I'll use a different one for the profit. Okay, so profit, I'll try to make sure that profit is based on the profit itself. Okay, let me say that. So now you see, profit is red means you are losing something. Profit is green means highest profit. Darker the color, more the floppy details. Okay, so that's the color scheme I used this time. Okay, any doubt? Anybody else? Any other doubt you have? Please go ahead. Yeah, any question? Okay, let's go ahead. Yeah, thank you, Manish. We still have some 10 minutes left, right? So let's see what we can do. I don't want to jump to the next topic because next is directly dashboard, right? So the dashboard actually, right, clubbing multiple things all together so that you get a bigger picture. So many graphs we were plotting, right, in sheets. We are converting the sheets into a single page, right? So that's what is going to come next. Yeah. So before that, any question? Please go ahead.
Sir,
Sir,
Yeah, one by one, please.
yes, Manish, you ask.
Yes,
sir,
David,
can you explain?
please go ahead.
Yeah, can you explain calculated field again, sir?
Yeah.
That is not clear to me only.
Yeah. I'll come back. Okay, so let's go back to the calculated field. So the concept of calculated field is nothing but in addition to whatever is present in your data set, you want to create a new field. Okay, by using some logic, maybe 2 columns I want to multiply to get a new thing, right? Something like that, right? If you want to do that, you can use the concept of what is called as a calculated field. So how do you create that? You have to go to this particular option. Okay, when you go to this option, right, when you see this, when you click on that, right, as soon as you click that, you have an option called as create a calculated field. So click on that, right? As soon as you click on that, this is what is going to happen. I will show you from my saved pages, okay, because I don't have because my screen may not get shared properly for that reason. Okay, so let's see that. I clicked on that, let's assume, right? I clicked on that, I selected the create a calculated field. This particular window pops up, right? Small window pops up. So here you have to enter what is the name of the field that you want to create. So for example, I created something called as profit ratio, right? So assume that. So I want to, right, use this equation for calculation of that. Okay, so how do you calculate that? You just have to use this. So you have to tell the equation you want to use. Most of the mathematical expressions are supported here, right? Tableau knows what you mean whenever you write sum. So sum, as soon as you enter yes, you or something, it will say that okay, these are the options available for doing this operation. Select any one from. So that means it understands you have to calculate sum. Immediately after that, bracket opens and closes, right? It will expect you to enter something because this has to come from whatever that already exists, right? So out of all of these, what you see, you can select anything. Then the division operator, you can use multiply, division. Normally every operator is supported. Then again, if you want to use any other function like sum, you can call that, and then tell what you want to use, right? Which of the other parameter you want to use. So do that and click on the apply and okay, right? So that particular field comes right over here, right? So that is a new field which you are creating by doing some calculation among the data set what you already have. Okay, so this is what is called as the concept that actually talks about how to create a calculated field.
But I think, sir, in my Tableau, when I put profit ratio or something,
okay,
nothing is showing beyond beyond, like you are showing some formula. So formula is not showing. Just I have to drop and drag and drop.
Yeah,
basically.
dragging and dropping should work. If it is not suggesting anything, I suggest you to go with the drag drop. Okay.
Okay.
Right? Otherwise,
Okay.
I cannot guess what exactly might have happened. Maybe installation issue may be there because otherwise it should come because you can see others are not raising that issue because everybody is installing using the same technique, right? Maybe I'm not
Right,
very
sir.
sure, but my answer is I'm not 100% sure about installation issue, but I'm simply guessing. Okay, maybe some.
So suppose,
This
sir,
is
yeah,
yes.
suppose in this place, suppose we put profit ratio, so it automatically suggests the formula below, right, sir?
No. This is the name. Okay, it's not suggesting. Don't think that it suggests that. This is the name I am giving because I am creating a variable,
Okay.
right? So what name you want to give, it is asking. So you will enter there. My ABCDEF will work. My name Prashanth will also work there. So it's not that, right? It knows the formula, right? So this
Okay.
is right. This is something like
Formula we have to
my
create.
name.
Formula we have to
Yeah,
create.
you need to type this.
Okay.
Okay,
Got it.
so you don't have to write the brackets and all. The form in which it has to take it, it will automatically write. You just have to write SU. When you start typing SU, it says sum. Simply click on OK, sum will come there. Then which variable you want to use? Profit. So start typing PRO. By the time it will say that okay, there is a variable called profit which is already available from your right column. Simply say yes, the profit will come. Then you want to divide by. Once again, keep entering. SU means it is SUM, sum will be suggested plus yes, or select that. Then you enter the other variable, sales, whatever you want, right? You as soon as you enter, it will suggest that there is something already called as sales. So you simply click on that, right? It will be added. So once this formula we need to enter. Once that is done, click OK. So that particular variable will come over. Okay.
Okay, sir. Got it. Sir. Got it.
Sure. Yeah. Do we have any other doubts? Somebody else was asking a question. I think in the middle, right? Who was asking a question? I think.
Someshwar.
Yeah.
Someshwar
Yes.
Sir, yes, sir, solve it. I solve it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. So this is what is called as the basics, right? So far, the first level is over. We could cover the basics required for the TABLEAU, right? So the next part will be we will be moving ahead for the dashboard, right? So dashboard is, you can see at the bottom. I can click on this. A different type of window pops up, right? In the sense you can see that it's, oh sorry, I think I didn't share it. Sorry, I will move to back to the tab. Okay, so you just see that I clicked on this. I'll just delete that, and I'll come to this. This particular option is for new worksheet. That's a sheet. Second one, okay, new dashboard. At the bottom you can see there is a dashboard. Click on that, something else comes up. Now you see you don't have the options like the previous one, but whatever sheets you have created, right, they are going to come. The various sheets you have created so far comes over here. In the sense you have an option to use them all together if you want. You want to bring everything together to this means, yes, that is possible. So that is a concept which leads to a concept called as a dashboard. Dashboard is a very widely used technique, and wherein you try to bring up various visualizations in the form of sheets. So use the sheets, right, so that you can present something in a nice fashion, right? On a single page, you can try to write. You can try to bring various sheets which you have plotted. You have adjustment options like the shape, right? Whichever maybe, because if I have a geographical location, I may need wide space for that. The width should be increased. You have a drag and drop options over there also. We'll be discussing that coming up. And also, right, what are the various options you have, right? Can you apply filters over here, right? Can you change something which is already something existing over there in the sheets? Can I change that, etc.? So in the form of visualizations only. Again, I repeat, you cannot modify the data, right? Whatever data is there, it is coming from a processed format. After processing, you get this. So we don't have any option over here saying that I can modify the data. That is not there. But yes, the visualization, whichever you have created earlier, small modifications are allowed, right? Just to improve something, right? So you cannot do a bigger modification. For that, you need to go back to the sheets itself, get a proper one, then you can bring it over here. Okay, so clubbing multiple sheets all together creates a dashboard. So that is the actual updated concept, right? So that's the next level concept, level 2 of the Tableau. All right, so we have come to the end of today's session. I really appreciate your efforts in engaging the class, and I also appreciate the patience you have shown so far. Okay, so let's meet in tomorrow's session, and we'll continue from this particular point. Okay, so have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.